A pink screen. In the centre, behold! In bold red capital letters, each letter slightly larger than the one before. Behind this, a white speech bubble. And below, white text. LGBT+ creative workshops.
Well, this is amazing already.
That was Sarah, sitting, smiling, facing the screen, head and shoulders. Sarah is a white person with short brown hair and a full brown beard. She wears a brown and cream leopard skin sleeveless top and black headphones with black microphone attached. Behind her is a sheet of light blue material hanging from above, covering a window. Sunlight bleaches the material and makes it seem white. A turquoise screen. In the centre, tell your story in capital letters. Tell at the top, your in the middle, story at the bottom. Tell and story are in white and your is in purple. Each letter of tell and story is slightly larger than the one before, and each letter in your is slightly smaller than the one before. This is replaced by the word write in white capital letters, same turquoise background. Each letter in write is slightly larger than the one before.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you were invited, not requested, invited to, if you want, bring an LGBTQ plus character.
This is Dave Payne, facilitator. Dave sits facing the screen, head and shoulders. Everyone in this video sits facing the screen, head and shoulders. Dave is a white man with stubbly full beard, brown and silver. He wears a white flat cap, black rimmed glasses, and a light green shirt with print of white, black and orange feathers. Behind him to the left is a dark grey wall with a black and white photo in a grey frame. Above and behind him to the right is a white ceiling. He continues.
So the ones I'd like to talk about is Adam and Ian from The Archers, and most of you are under 75, so you might not listen to The Archers. Really important to show that you can be gay and boring, and that's fine, and you can be a normal person. Just being, I think some people think that being gay is that's that character sorted. So, you make them gay, there you go. But I think, well, you need to, being gay is an important part of yourself, but it's not everything.
So I remembered kind of the first time I watched something, I went like, oh, that's like how I feel.
This is Kearns, assistant facilitator. Caitlin is a white person with long brown hair, wearing black mascara and a yellow and black checked sleeveless top. Behind Caitlin is a white wall with a tall mirror to the left. It has a turquoise frame.
There's kind of, it felt relevant to me, and it was when I watched Sugar Rush for the first time. Again, I don't know if anyone's watched Sugar Rush.
Cut to Becks. Becks is a white person with short brown hair, side parting, wearing an open black and white checked shirt with pink sleeveless top underneath. They wear a silver ring on their left hand. Behind Becks is a pale yellow wall. On the wall to the left is a large round clock with hands. To the right is a tall grey storage unit full of things such as silver cafetiere and blue kitchen roll.
So I kind of brought to this Ollie Lot from Made in Chelsea, because that's my guilty pleasure and I don't admit to it in public. But
David and Patrick from Schitt's Creek.
That was Ben, a white person with long brown hair and full beard. Ben wears black rimmed glasses and a green t-shirt. Behind Ben is a white wall.
The drama that has really affected me is, and you've mentioned it already, it's a sin.
This is Keith, a white man with short brown hair, brown moustache and white beard. Keith wears a light grey hoodie. In the background is a white shiny bookcase full of colourful books.
The other person in It's a Sin as well, who I identify with, is Colin, because that awkwardness of coming out and of not being the party going gay, not being flamboyant in that kind of way. I also identify with that character as well.
So I bring something a bit different genre, I guess, than what most of you guys did.
This is Judy. She's to the left of the screen. To the right is Lily. Judy is a white woman with short blonde hair. She wears black-rimmed glasses and a white top printed with dark blue shapes. Lily is a white person with long dark brown hair. They wear a light blue top with printed dark blue shapes. In the background is a light turquoise wall. On the wall to the left is a calendar with a cat picture on it. In the centre of the wall is a black and white drawing of a cat in a black frame. Below this is a blue and green stripy cuddly toy. To the right is a tall wooden bookcase full of colourful books. Judy continues.
I'm bringing Supergirl, which is a superhero show.
Chris appears. Chris is a white person with medium-length curly blonde hair and a brown handlebar moustache. Chris wears black-rimmed glasses and a blue short-sleeved shirt undone at the top. In the background is a wall with vertically striped wallpaper in blue, white and grey. To the left is a wooden shelf with a row of magazines and a pile of books. To the right is a montage of images on the wall, including a world map. Above Chris is a white ceiling with metal lampshade.
But the character I chose was actually Waylon Smithers from The Simpsons.
So the one person I started to would just hit the Hayley Cropper period.
This is Key, a white man with short red hair and full beard. He wears brown-rimmed glasses and a blue and white checked shirt. Behind him is a pale yellow wall. To the left is a light brown wooden unit with shelves, closed drawers and a closed cupboard. Books are on the shelves. On top of the unit are models, including a castle and a ship. To the right, hanging on the wall, is a drawing or painting of a brown mouse looking at a white windmill. The picture has a white background and is in a light brown frame.
And actually, it is so beautifully handled and it's so uplifting.
Things we want to kind of start with is just the similarities between soap operas, continuing dramas and Shakespeare plays.
This is Dave again, the facilitator, with flat cap and glasses. Cut to footage from EastEnders. Dirty Den snarls at Angie and holds up his file for divorce. Angie places a hand on her heart and looks at the file. As this happens, Caitlin, the assistant facilitator, speaks.
So yeah, hopefully you can kind of see how the storytelling, I know it's, different scenarios, but...
As Caitlin continues to speak, cut to footage of a theatre performance. A black man and a white woman. He's holding her from behind. She's struggling to get free.
The bones of it kind of go all the way back to Shakespeare.
Cut back to Becks.
There was something maybe like Midsummer Night's Dream, Hollyoaks, that kind of teenagey kind of angst and all that sort of stuff, I guess.
Back to Dave.
So basically, I think that you can write a story using only 6 words. So it is, so, but, instead, and ends up.
Back to Chris.
Liz is thrilled whilst waiting in line, so it only seemed right to take a drop of her bag handy brandy. But ahead of the queue, she spots a bag-searching bouncer. Instead of panicking, she decides to bring up the flask to her ear and speak into it. The flask ends up looking convincing as a mobile phone, but terrible at holding up liquid as a loosely screwed cap is no longer in place.
Back to Judy and Lily. Lily speaks.
Jane is terrified of mice, so she decides to adopt a cat. But the cat starts bringing in the mice and release them in the flat. Instead, Jane decides to run away from home and leave the cat and mice behind. She ends up homeless, lives in a rat-infested alley, and eventually she makes peace with the vermin.
Perfect.
Cut to Dave, in the same place, but wearing a black top now. He waves.
Hello. Oh, you came back. I'm so happy.
Cut to Caitlin, this time wearing a black top with white spots. She smiles.
Morning.
Morning. Yeah, okay. I had this vision it would just be me and Caitlin.
Back to Dave.
Very reassuring.
Oh, I'm just here to deliver a pizza.
Chris again, in the same place. This time wearing red-rimmed glasses, a black shirt with red and green floral print, and blue denim dungarees. Back to Caitlin, with black coal eye makeup.
I'm going to ask you to make a list of as many of these things as you can. Some of them might be quite concrete, some of them might be more abstract.
Useful exercise to be able to do, and a way to explore character's journey, is to turn them into the complete opposite of the person that you've started with. And again, if you're struggling for stories sometimes, if you've got a character and you're really struggling on what to do with them, morph them into the total opposite of what you've got. So a good example of this is someone that taught me this at EastEnders. We had, you will know the artist formerly known as Dot Cotton, now Dot Brannan. So Dot in EastEnders, an elderly lady, very religious lady, with sort of very, very kind of high Christian, a lot of kind of Christian morals, who, you know, loved her son, Nasty Nick, very, very deeply, despite all the terrible things that he did to her. But you have a character like that, and then what they wanted to do was have Dot sent to prison for her son's murder.
Back to Becks, this time wearing a teal polo shirt, unbuttoned at the top.
I absolutely love all this stuff because I never get to do this stuff and it's so cool.
Okay, so as many things, you've got 30 seconds, as you'd find on a plane. Go. To list as many smells as you can, so as many things as you'd find in a handbag, as many ways to say goodbye.
Cut to gallery view of all the workshop participants, some who haven't appeared before, a diverse picture of gender and ethnicity. They wave.
Thanks guys, see you later.
Cut to Dave.
Okay everyone, if you want to just bring that to a genius and dramatic ending.
Cut to a white screen with colourful logos. Funded by Comic Relief, Birmingham LGBT, Metro Embrace Difference, and Yorkshire Mesmac Group of Services. Cut to an orange screen and a white logo. 1623 Theatre Company. See Shakespeare differently. Fade to white.